Greetings to all my black brothers and sisters all around the world. Really a joy and pleasure to be out here in nature, standing on my feet with no shoes on and being next to this stream that is flowing and hearing the song of this stream. It's so much bringing peace and joy to me. And let me say also, just a little bit lower down is a river also. And this is just a cut off from the river that you're hearing here. And this is not too far from basically where I'm living. You know, in the Caribbean, especially in places like where I'm living here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, everything is about us, is about nature. The only thing is that some people just do not find time or spend time in nature because they get caught up with the 8 to 5 work and they have colonial mentality, many of them. And many of them are still chasing after money, and many of them still believe that America is the land of opportunity, or England or Canada, and missing the land of opportunity between their two heirs, right? And many still believe that they have to get certain wisdom, knowledge, and so on from like people from America, or people with a different accent, you know. They tend to turn their backs on their own people, right? Because not until they hear somebody else say the same thing that you're saying, especially a white man, they will come to you and say, you know, I hear this person saying the same thing that you're saying. And it's all part of the colonial mentality. Okay? So, with that being said, what I want to speak to you about this morning, I want to speak to you concerning Dr. Sebi, because someone would have asked me to speak on Dr. Sebi, and I promise that I will go back on my videos and those persons who have asked me to speak on certain things that I would speak on it for them. Okay, now what came to me concerning Dr. Sebi is to understand the role of Dr. Sebi, and what Dr. Sebi was really trying to teach us is that you will have to look at the movie called The Golden Child, okay, which is a movie that was starring by Eddie Murphy, and I would have looked at it years ago, whereby the golden child, they wanted us to capture the golden child and feed the golden child with starch and blood. But the golden child wanted us to eat from nature, he wanted us to eat the leaf and get the chlorophyll, and he had certain power and so on. Now that golden child is a power that is in us. It is a power that is in black people, okay? Not that it's only in black people only, but it's very prevalent in us, and it is connected basically with the sun. And when this power is activated in you, you can have experiences that will bring you to your all-knowing self and bring certain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to you. So really and truly, many miss what Dr. Sebi was bringing across to us, and some people try to take food and make a religion out of food or out of eating. Okay, so basically what Dr. Sebi was bringing to us is to show us, as magnetic and electrical beings, we need to eat food that are more electrical in nature and eat food that are more closer to the sun, because even though all the food came about because of the sun, when they take it and they put it on the supermarket shelf, they would have already depleted a lot of the nutrients and so on that the body needs and so on. And in order for us to come to our highest self, that we have to be more conscious about what we eat and how we eat and when we eat. But not basically not to really make a religion out of it. Because, for example, I will hear many times Melanation or Nature Boy and them elaborate so much on fruits. But that has been all my life, it has been around that. Because in the Caribbean, especially in my country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, when you grow up as poor as I grew up, mango is a savior, guava is a savior, oranges is a savior, plums. I remember a man who had a lot of lands and he had a watchman with a gun. And I didn't give a shit about the watchman with the gun. I always felt that it's for free. And everybody need to eat. And I would go on that land and get mangoes and get any amount of fruit I want to eat because I didn't want anything to sell. And I remember one time I was up in a golden apple tree. And the watchman came under the golden apple tree. And I stood straight up like I am standing right here. And a piece of limb, and he couldn't see me, he was right underneath the limb. And I stood there still as I can be without holding on or anything like that, straight like this. Just having on just a little piece of pants. I would bathe in that pants, I would sleep in that pants, I would wake in that pants, a little piece of blue pants. So, we've been eating like that. And I remember when mango season comes around, my grandmother doesn't even have to cook. If she cook, the food will waste. Because when we go and gather mangoes, it's by the buckets and the bags. And we'll eat all kind of mangoes, and when I shit, my shit will smell like mangoes. And I'm not speaking about going on a toilet seat. I'm speaking about going out and shitting in nature. So, a lot of people who's waking up and coming to consciousness, like in America and so on, in these concrete jungles, the lifestyle that they're asking people to live is the lifestyle we've been living all of our lives. But very few have become awakened because at the 85 job, they allow their belly to become the gods, so they fall after money. And everybody's saying who could build a bigger house and who could drive a better vehicle. So they gravitate towards the Caucasian mind. For example, just yesterday they had an accident, a road accident. Because a bunch of school children want to have the Caucasian American mind, talk about they're going on road trips. Instead of they going out and camping out in nature, they want to go on road trip. The next thing they want to do down here, they want to have Halloween party and all this stupidness. And sleep over. And all this foolishness. Sleep over in nature. We know what it is to be on the floor and the ground, living in thatch houses. And eating this kind of food. So Dr. Sebi was pointing us back to what it used to be among our ancestors and why they were so powerful before they were captured and placed in slavery and given the slave master diet. So basically that's what it's all about. We are electrical and magnetic beings. And for us to find the golden child in us, the power of great price, the talents in us, the place of abundance. And because we haven't found that place in us, that golden child in us, because we've been eating the slave master food, our children end up and going on the tourist ship, the cruise ship, scrubbing pots and pans and cleaning the toilets and making up beds, working at resorts and marinas, and become like the scums of the earth. Because why? We have turned our backs on nature. We have turned our backs on the things that was given to us for free. So my black brothers and sisters, Dr. Sebi was bringing the right diet for the golden child to awake the being in us that will bring forth the life from the skull and become invisible and tell the true story of the invisible. How else can we know that we were fed a lie? How else can we know that we need to eat the true diet, the true manna? Not the physical food, but the spiritual food. But it's showing you that we are what we eat. And we must combine them. And also that we must be moderate in all things. Don't get caught up and be like an Adventist. a Muslim, don't eat this, don't eat that. Eat this, that. You want more consciousness, eat this, that. No! It's not what goes in a man that defile him. It comes out. It's all in the mind. Your intuition will lead you what to eat, how to eat, when to eat, how much to eat. So, Dr. Sebi played a very important part. Show us that all of these sickness and diseases, we do not have to suffer from them. All we have to do is just look back to nature and eat as very close as possible to nature. Okay, so with that being said, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. And I want to give you my sign as usual. Matthew 6:22, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. With that being said, I want to thank you very much. I want to say love you. Peace. I'm out.